Hello and welcome everybody to an Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft. That's right, it is a new week and we have about a couple of weeks left until we move into, of course, Aetherdrift, which everybody is looking forward to. But you know what? I actually have fond memories of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I actually had a lot of fun drafting this format. If I recall, the Abzan colors were generally the things that you want to be doing, but blue was also pretty fun, especially if you drafted the crime decks. And then, of course, if we open Cruel Ultimatum, I am slamming at first pick, and then we're going to have a lot of fun with that as well. So, excited to climb some ranks and go back to Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Now, before we head into this draft, just wanted to say, pre-orders for Aetherdrift are available on TCGplayer.com. You go to TCGplayer.com for singles and sealed product. If you want to purchase some boxes of Aetherdrift for some boxes at home, or just to crack open some packs, click that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases. Additionally, check out heavyplay.com for all things Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Additionally, they're going to be having a presence at all the various conventions this year. If you see them at an SCG Con, if you see them at a Showdown event, if you see them at a Magic Con, make sure you say Paul sent you. You'll still get that 10% discount in person as well. But let's hop into the draft. I remember lots of rares being very, very good in this format. And what do we have in this pack? Whew. See, this one at least feels nostalgic. Duskmourn didn't, because the set was out like 3 months ago. All right, at common, we have Spinewood's Paladin, which is fine. Decent plot creature, gains you some life. The rest of the commons are actually kind of mediocre. There's Vanishing Verse, which is actually a very solid removal spell, but it is a 2-color card, black and white. But if I do remember, Abzan Cheons was a thing, as we called it. Green base with green white splash black or green black splash white, something along those lines. I think it's the best card in this pack. Just 2 mana to kill basically anything. So I think that's going to be the card that I take out of this pack. Although I will say straight black-white is a color combination that I personally didn't have a ton of success with. But I don't know. Maybe that's just because I didn't know how to draft that archetype very well. All right, moving on to pack number 2. The rare is missing. Treasure Dredger is just okay. Plan to Heist is also fine. You know, drawing some cards is certainly good. But this was definitely a set that where you needed to be aggressive and there's only so much planning that you could be doing. Gem Lightfoot was all right, but Lazov is also fine as a crime payoff type card. But given that we first picked a Vanishing Verse, they don't even seem that much better to me than something like a Desperate Bloodseeker. I remember this card being fantastic. Cactarantula also is a very good card, especially if you draft the Desert deck. This is just a 5-mana 6/5 with Reach, which was really strong. But I also really like the Desperate Bloodseeker. And I think I'm going to take it here. Given that we first picked the Vanishing Verse, I think I'd rather just take the black card than move straight into green if possible. And here, look, following that up, very, very happy with this. Hollow Marauder. This was actually a premium uncommon. You look at this and you're like, oh, it's a 7-mana 4/2 flyer. Well, no. It gets cheaper, and if you have some self-mill, like cards like the Desperate Bloodseeker, this goes up a lot in value. There's also a lot of ways to recur creatures out of the graveyard. Mourner Surprise is great at common, so if we can pick something like that up as well, you can get a lot of value off of a card like the Hollow Marauder. So happy picking that up here. Fierce Retribution is a solid removal spell, 2 mana to kill an attacking creature, or for 6 mana you can just straight up kill a creature. It's kind of like a bad Luminous Rebuke. Basically, it's basically a bad Luminous Rebuke, but that's still a good card, but certainly not better than Hollow Marauder. Eartha Joe can also be okay if we want it to be red and white, but for us, it is a very clear Hollow Marauder. Very, very happy with this card. Okay, pack 1, pick 4. This is outrageous. This clearly shows me, now this is the first time we're drafting this set in a very, very long time. Outcaster Greenblade is the best uncommon in the set, hands down. Hollow Marauder is good. Outcaster Greenblade ended up being the best uncommon in the set. I am going to slam it here. This doesn't necessarily mean that green is open, although Throw from the Saddle, also best common in the set. Best uncommon, best common in the set in the pack. I probably want to be pivoting to green here if possible. The awesome thing about the Outcaster Greenblade too is it lets us get the white source here for the Vanishing Verse. But I love this pack. Greenblade is great. Stable Master is great. Frontier Seeker is good, and so is Throw from the Saddle. But we'll take the best uncommon in the set. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Okay, moving on to pack 5. Annie Joins Up is fine, but it makes us go into 2 different colors. It's just a 4-mana way to kill a creature, which is all right. There's a desert here in the Lush Oasis, but we are not looking to splash blue. If this was a green-white or black-white or just any Abzan Desert, I'd be interested in taking it here. I know Nurturing Pixie is a standard playable card, but not going to take it here. I'm going to take Mourner Surprise. I think this is excellent. We have a couple of really great creatures to get back with the Mourner Surprise. So this is looking awesome. And this is literally the deck that I just forced for a long time in the beginning to just basically just climb the ranks super quickly. Unfortunate Accident is a premium removal spell. 4 mana to kill a creature. For 5 mana, you get to kill a creature and you get a red mercenary token. Excellent card. There's also Bedevil in the pack, but I mean, this is basically the same thing, except I don't have to splash red. And so, yeah. Unfortunate Accident, very good pickup here for us. So this is an amazing start. And now we have Abrupt Decay versus Servant of the Stinger. They're both really good. I actually don't know which one's better. What does this do? When I commit a crime, I can sack this and search for a card. You know, I have a couple of removal spells already. I think I'm more interested. I think I like Abrupt Decay, but being able to sacrifice this and then get a cheap Hollow Marauder seems quite strong. And I have a Mourner Surprise to get this back. I do think it's close between the two, but I'm going to take the 2-mana 1/3 Death Touch creature here, just because I have ways to get it back and it works well with the Hollow Marauder. This is certainly not a full steam ahead deck. I don't really... you know, I'm more of a mid-range control deck, and I don't really care about overrunning here. There is a Tyrant Scorn and an Ankle Biter. I'll take the Tyrant Scorn. I think I'm going to probably have enough playables here, and there's more upside here. Let's say I open an Oko or something, then I could be interested in splashing Tyrant Scorn plus the Oko. Here, I don't remember Skullduggery being a very good combat trick, but Forsaken Miner is also not very good. This is not really an aggressive deck, so I guess I'll take the Skullduggery here, but not that interested in playing that. Here is a Treasure Dredger. I don't love this card, but certainly playable, especially if I'm looking to splash. So I'll put this in the maybe pile. And then now we have an Oasis Gardener, which also goes into the maybe pile if I really need to splash. Conduit Pylons I do like, especially with Outcaster Greenblade. Having a land that lets you surveil is very valuable, but also just being able to search it and having some desert synergies also makes it quite nice. One thing to note, green died after the Outcaster Greenblade. What happened? I just saw the Greenblade and that's it. I saw Cactarantula as well, but that is really odd. How do you get that 4th or 5th pick with the Throw from the Saddle? So I guess we can technically still just be black X. We don't have to be green. I have a preference for black-green. I certainly do. Oh, we did see an Abrupt Decay as well, but taking a look at this pack, this is really interesting because there's no good green cards, there's no good black cards, and there's no good white cards, okay? There's a black-white desert, but there are some really powerful cards in other colors, and I'm wondering if I should be using this as an opportunity to speculate. There's a Stingerback Terror, which is amazing. There's also Bruised Tarl, which is a bomb. There's also Marauding Sphinx if I wanted to go into blue, but I think Bruised Tarl is just considerably better. If that was the case, we could be like a black, I don't know, like a black-white deck, splashing red, something along those lines. I just don't think I'm missing out on too much here. I know there's a Forlorn Flats, but I just think the Bruised Tarl is so powerful that I'm going to take it here and then see what's available. See what's available. I mean, I have an Oasis Gardener and a Treasure Dredger. Maybe I can go super deep on my colors. We shall see. All right, moving on to pack 2. What do we have? Vial Smasher is certainly great if I want it to be a black-red base deck, a little more aggressive. Throw from the Saddle is fantastic, and so is Vanishing Verse. There's also Concealed Courtyard for mana fixing. So for me, I'm looking at Vanishing Verse versus Throw from the Saddle. I'm taking Vanishing Verse. This card is so good. Just 2 mana to kill anything. I do like Throw from the Saddle as well, but after we took the Bruised Tarl, there is a non-zero chance that we end up in black, white, splash red, depending on what else we see. Here, there's a Blood Hustler, which I think is just fine, but I think Desert Stew is better. And there's also a Beastbond Outcaster. Both of these cards are fantastic. Now, I currently don't have a bunch of creatures with power 4 or greater. There's a Cactus Folk Sure Shot. You know, I'm just going to take Desert Stew. This is mostly because I think it's close. If I have a lot of big creatures, the Outcaster can be better. But I'm taking the Desert Stew just because I'm still not 100% sure what my second color should be. So I'm just kind of holding off on that decision. Here, I'll take a Forlorn Flats. Nothing else really in this pack here for us. I don't really like any of these other cards. This is a desert that I can search out as well. And yeah, green really seems to be drying up, and that's a late Trained Airings. Now, I didn't see a million white cards, but It just seems, I mean, this is by far the best card in the pack. The Rattleback Apothecary is also fine. Metamorphic Blast can be okay. But Trained Errands is pretty strong, and I have a couple of Vanishing Verses right now. So I can see myself just avoiding the green entirely and just taking the Trained Errands and maybe just lean into a black-white deck, looking to splash red for the Bruised Tarl. I mean, we got the two Vanishing Verses already, right? And look at this pack. Look at all these red cards. Terminal Agony, Scorching Shot. There is a Slick Shot Lockpicker as well, but I just don't think we're living in that world. Like, can we switch to blue-black? That just seems a little bit too rough, right? Just going back to, like, if I took the Marauding Sphinx, I could maybe take it. But you know what? I'm just going to take the Cactarantula. That one is more likely for me to possibly pivot into, where I end up with like a green-based deck and just splash all the other colors. This pack has a Mourner Surprise and a Mirage Mesa. Both are good. Which one do I want? I think given all the speculative picks that we've taken, I'm going to take Mourner Surprise here, just because I'm a little bit concerned. A little bit concerned that I'm not going to have enough playables in my deck. Here, there's a Fake Your Own Death. There's also a Blooming Marsh if I wanted to play the green still. Certainly not seeing a million white cards. Helps with the fixing. All right, let's take the Blooming Marsh. And now we have... Pretty weak pack. There's a Silver Deputy if I really feel like I need to get there with my mana. All right, I'll speculate on this, even though I don't think it's particularly strong. Yeah, I mean, it is very possible that, like, green and white are being very taken here, and then I'm just not seeing anything from those colors. Definitely on the table here. Don't want to play blue. And given the color commitments that we're going to need here, why don't we put the Oasis Gardener and the Treasure back into this deck? Yeah, I mean, I saw the Trained Errands, but I just felt like everything... Oh my gosh. If we took Stingerback Terror and then we took Terror of the Peaks... I mean, Terror of the Peaks is absurd. How do I keep opening nothing in my colors? Like, there's nothing I want. I can splash Cactus Folk Sure Shot. Can I go black-red, splash white, even though I have no red cards? There's another Slickshot Lockpicker. I mean, there's just nothing that I want out of this pack. Oh my gosh, this is tough. All right, again, it's very speculative. Just because of how good Terror of the Peaks is, I'm just going to take it. But then, you know, likely not play it unless my mana somehow becomes godly. Here, there's a Cunning Coyote and a Prickly Pear if I wanted to stay red, but there are premium green cards here. Throw from the Saddle and Aloe Alchemist and Rambling Possum. I think I'm in the market for some more creatures here because I have a couple of Vanishing Verses already. So let's take the Alchemist here over Throw from the Saddle just to have more 2-mana creatures. And you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go back to the creature deck. I mean, you know, honestly, this is my happy place anyways. So why don't we just do green, black, splash white, possibly splashing Bruised Tarl. Oh, wait. Now we have Caustic Bronco versus Lassoed by the Law. I'm going to take the Bronco here. Lassoed by the Law is good, but it's another card on the splash. The Bronco is just a fabulous 2-mana creature. So why don't we take that here? And now we have Blood Hustler. Do we have a lot of ways to commit crime? It's still a decent mana sink. This doesn't target. I might still just take it just because there's really nothing else for us. I don't really want to splash the Savage Smash. There's also Snakeskin Veil, though. Now I need more 2-mana creatures. Let's take the Blood Hustler. I will say black was certainly very, very open. And here we have a couple of really good white cards. Certainly black-white could have been something that we've done, that we could have done, but I don't know. This is just kind of the spot that we're in now. There is a Mystical Tether, and I guess I'm still not super heavy green, right? Like, do I take Mystical Tether here over Desperate Bloodseeker? I think, you know what? Bloodseeker is still really, really good. So I'm just going to take it here, especially with the Hollow Marauders. And another Hollow Marauder. Wow. Black was so open. There's a Murder in this pack and an Ambush Gigapede, which I like. I also like Patient Naturalist, but not more than the Hollow Marauder here. So very, very happy with that. And now we have a Dance of the Tumbleweeds and another Desperate Bloodsucker. There is Tumbleweeds and another Desperate Bloodsucker. There is Jolene and an Outlaw Stitcher here as well. But Dance of the Tumbleweeds, I really, really love. And I have 2 Bloodseekers already, so I think I'm going to take the first Dance of the Tumbleweeds here to help with some splashes. Helps you get the desert too, which is really important for cards like the Cactarantula. And now we have a Patient Naturalist. Very, very happy with that as well. Not going to be playing white as a base, but Patient Naturalist I really, really love. There's also a Braided Bluffs, which should help with the Bruce Tarl. But I do think Patient Naturalist is actually a good card in this deck, so I'm going to take it here. Now that's another Tyrant Scorn. Blue-black was certainly open. But you know what? Honestly, our deck still looks pretty solid here. Even if we're just not super heavy on the green, the deck still looks really, really solid here. So I'm not complaining about what we have in front of us. We are, I guess, a little bit light on removal. Well, no, we have 4 removal spells. Never mind. The real question here is whether or not I should play Bruce Tarl. I have the Green Blade and Oasis Gardener. It's close. Oh, Ambush Gigapede table? Yes, please. You know what? Actually, I think this might just be my deck. I didn't realize how light on playables I was just because I had all those lands. So like 1 mountain and 1 plains. And then I just kind of figure out the rest, right? I could play Gold Rush. It gets me a treasure. All right, let's take a look here. Dance of the Tumbleweeds is certainly a 3-mana spell. This is a 4-mana spell. These are hopefully 5-mana spells. 1 plains, 1 mountain. Plains gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? Yeah, okay. Our mana fixing is pretty good. We have the Green Blade, the Oasis Gardener, Dance of the Tumbleweeds. We even have a creature that makes treasures, which helps us. So you know what? I'm gonna go full greed and just play this Bruce Tarl and hope this all works out. All right, we have 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 14, 15 lands. Certainly can probably use like 2 more forests here. This gives us 6, 7 green sources. I know we're heavier black than green, but green gives us the fixing. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been green, but all I know is like I should have been black, and it doesn't really matter what anything else is just because the black was just so strong here. So still happy with our configuration. The reason why I'm still skewing heavier on green, 7 green, 7 black, is because 2 of my green cards give me mana fixing, and then we have the 2 conduit pylons here as well. We have 3 deserts and 2 ways to search for deserts, which makes the Desert Stew and a Cactarantula better as well, and we just need 1 more card for this deck. 17 lands, Dance of the Tumbleweeds, Green Blade Gardener, and Treasure Dredger, but we have a decent number of things to do with our mana as well, so we just need 1 last card for our deck. It could just be Skullduggery. I mean, it's still a fine trick. And we have, we're actually a pretty creature-heavy deck. We have 15 creatures. So I think having this as a singular combat trick works. And you know what? This is it. It's not the prettiest deck, but it's got a lot of value, right? Double Mourner Surprise. It's got solid removal. It's got a bomb that's hard to splash. I think we can make this work. We got the Bronco as well. I think we can make this work. All right, now before round 1 starts, we are back to Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a fantastic way to up your limited game, so check it out. All right, great hand here. 2 swamps and a forest with Blood Hustler, Desperate Bloodseeker, Outcaster Greenblade, and in Ambush Gigapede. So we get to curve out very, very nicely here. Depending on... Are there 1-drops they can even play here? Lost Jite. Wow. You know, I actually just haven't had this card be played against me very often. Nice. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, put a charge counter, put a +1/+1 counter on... That's ridiculous. So I can't even really block. Yeah, that's actually kind of annoying. I'm going to play the Blood Hustler here, just because I want it to grow. Actually, I'm not sure about that. We'll see. They're going to equip. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was better to play the Bloodseeker. But the thing is, I want to just try to get as many crime triggers for the Bloodseeker as possible. So this is technically a 2/4. I do have a Skullduggery. Is that super greedy? All right, I'm going to go for the greedy play. Let's target our opponent. To pump. Oh, we milled Ornery Tumblewag. Let's keep this back to present the double block as an option here. Mystical Tether, okay. Blood Hustler's down. Okay, that's unfortunate. Wow, they used my Timing Tell against me. Great heads up play there from the opponent. Target creature can't block this turn, untap target land. Okay. In which case, I think I'm just going to attack them. And then maybe play the green blood here. I want to be able to spree this if I can. And I want to be able to get a... I probably want to get the black-white desert. Although I can get a conduit pylons, which isn't too bad here. Which helps me with the splash a little bit better. Whatever, I'm attacking. They're not blocking. Okay, they are blocking. The nice thing about this is they don't actually get a counter on the GT. All right, so yeah, I will play the Outcaster Greenblade here, and I'm going to, because I have Bruised Tarl in my deck, and I have double green, double black, I have all the mana in the world, I think I am interested in just getting the Conduit Pylons here. Get the Surveil going. Although it's kind of, it's weird because I do kind of want to cast Dance of the Tumbleweeds next turn too. Fortune Loyal Steed. Scry 2, okay? But I'd like to wait till 6 mana here if possible. So it would be nice to draw another thing I can play here. We didn't. Surveil. Mourner Surprise. Not particularly strong. I mean, I guess it's pretty good with Ambush Gigapede, so we'll keep it. And then let's play Desperate Bloodseeker. I'm going to target my opponent because I think I do want to draw the Mourner Surprise with the Ambush Gigapede. And then we don't really have a good attack here. They still haven't found their forest. This is probably the only reason why we're still kind of in this. But they do have two rare saddles, which are pretty nice. Next turn, I probably, honestly, with how all the mana I have, I'm probably just getting another Conduit Pylon, right? With Dance of the Tumbleweeds. Lassoed by the Law on. Sure. Now the question is, do they want to attack me with all this open mana? When it attacks while saddled, at end of combat, exile it and up to one creature that saddled it this turn. Okay? Yeah, so this is just like, okay, whatever. They can make it into a 3/5, so. But the thing is, if they exile it, then they have to pay mana to equip the GT again. Wow, I wish I had a main deck Disenchant. But I think they're going to use this to scry, or surveil rather. They kept the card on top. I bet you it's a forest. They're going to play around Ambush Viper here. No way they block. All right. Let's cast... Oh, it's 5 mana. Wait, no, 6 mana. Okay, duh. Let's get another Conduit Pylons here. 7/7. Patient Naturalist. That's interesting because I have Mourner Surprise. So, like, the self-mill is actually pretty important. Although, I have the option already to get back Ambush Gigapede. I don't think I want it, actually. It's fine. I'd rather give myself a shot at just naturally drawing something else, like a removal spell. Something that just has a little more impact. Oh, Vanishing Verse! I have Vanishing Verse, of course! Using that to remove a Tether or Lassoed by Law can be huge. I mean, especially if I kill the Lassoed by the Law, I get another Desert here, and this becomes a 3/4. Or, sorry, a 4/5, even. Yeah, I mean, this is whatever. I mean, they're doing stuff. It does make their creature unblockable, I suppose. Okay, I assume the Silver Deputy is not going to be a thing. Oh, they can equip this time, though. Yeah. Ooh, see? That's exactly the type of card I was talking about. Hollow Marauder. Okay. I love Hollow Marauder. It's so good. I'll target you. We got a Primal Command. Okay. I mean, that is a powerful card. Certainly. Why did they put a counter end of turn? Can you only do it once a turn? No. That was odd. Okay. All right, 3 cards in the hand for the opponent. They discarded a Primal Command. Their hand is clearly all really good green spells, so we do have to grind through that. But I will say, I mean, we do have a really, really nice setup here so far. Silver Deputy is attacking me. Do I want to block with a couple of Desperate Bloodseekers and force them to have some kind of trick here? I kind of want to save my Hollow Marauder for the time being. All right, sure. The thing is, my Bloodseekers aren't even doing anything, right? They're not even doing anything. So if I get to trade a counter and a Deputy for a Bloodseeker, that's totally fine. If anything, I thought they would be looking to use the Silver Deputy as a blocker for the 7/7. Spinewood's Paladin, okay. We have Oasis Gardener here, and then also this Ambush Gigapede. 8 toughness, 7 power. Oh yeah, this is great. I just attack. And they're in so much trouble. If they block my Desperate Bloodseeker with the Paladin, I mean, that's fine. I'll trade my Bloodseeker for this Ambush Gigapede. Also, they know about the Ambush Gigapede. They're pretty confident about it, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Bloodseeker, nice too. Just gains you a bunch of life. We're at 28 life. We still have Hollow Marauder and a 6/2 in play and a 7/7. And we have Mourner Surprise, just for some redundancy here. So, you know, even if they kill the Hollow Marauder here somehow, because this is probably the most problematic card, we still have a way to get it back and then replay it. Now we have 3 creatures in the graveyard too. So this thing costs 4 mana, which is awesome. I can cast Mourner Surprise and Hollow Marauder the same turn. Drover Grizzly. All right, just, you know, the classic green-white saddle deck. Very good. I mean, it's good, but looks like they're gonna saddle the Grizzly. Oh, they misclicked. They misclicked. Yeah. Yeah, they were supposed to saddle the Grizzly, attack, make this not block, and then blink. I mean, they're pretty dead anyways, but that is obviously very brutal. Okay, I imagine they're gonna want to block the Gigapede. Wait, can you gain life off of this thing? No, they're just dead. All right. Oxen, you control a double strike, okay. Actually, I should have played this first. Can I find a removal spell? I don't know. Anyways, we got a lot of value here. This is just the deck that I love to draft almost every time. The crazy part about this one is just like, green wasn't that open, but because black was so open, like, our deck is still fine. It's just a little bit wonky in terms of what our colors actually ended up being. But 1-0. Love it. Yeah, and generally those Desperate Bloodseekers, I want to be targeting myself for the most part, unless I surveil. Just because I have the graveyard stuff matters. I'm on the play here. I have 2 lands, Caustic Bronco, Dance of the Tumbleweeds, Outcaster Greenblade. Okay, just really want land number 3. That's what I want. Man, can you... If I hit a Hollow Marauder off Caustic Bronco, I'm going to be so sad. I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, there is our land right away, and here is our Bronco. Hard Bristle Bandit can't even block it. This is amazing. Attack. Okay, only took 3. Okay. Patient Naturalist or Outcaster Greenblade. Outcaster Greenblade is nice because that guarantees that I can find the white source for the Vanishing Verse. So let's do that. Also, I can miss with this potentially. I'm gonna get a Conduit Pylons here. Just because that still lets me cast a Vanishing Verse, and it also pumps the Outcaster Greenblade. I can use the Dance of the Tumbleweeds to go get a land also, if I really need it. I mean, I can even do it next turn, right? Like, I can play Dance of the Tumbleweeds, get a Desert, and then also, okay. Raven of Fell Omens and Bristlepack. Oh, man, this is great. So I can even just use Vanishing Verse to kill the Sentry and just continue getting value. Do I want to do that? I mean, using Vanishing Verse on a Bristlepack Sentry doesn't feel great, but what does feel great is drawing cards. Oh, I can also surveil to make sure I don't get totally wrecked. For example, I don't want Ambush Gigapede. I don't want to take 6 damage. Oh, we took 6. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't attack with the Bronco anymore. Okay. All right, I gotta be careful here. Oh my gosh, that could have just killed me. That could have just killed me. Nizumi Link Breaker. Okay. All right, I gotta play a little more conservatively here. That was definitely on the riskier side of things. We are not going to attack with the Bronco this turn. If anything here, I want to develop my mana, but I think I can do that with the Patient Naturalist here. So why don't we play that? What the hell? What are... Oh my gosh. That's gross. Like, I'm losing to another person that has no respect for the game. What is this? What is this? Honestly... It's my fault with the Outcast Agree. Oh god, this is gonna be so bad. The Bronco, I took so much damage. How much damage did I take from the Bronco? I took 9 damage from the Bronco. And now these flyers can potentially drain me out, which is awful. Truly awful. I'm gonna rely on this Cactarantula. I hope basically their last few cards aren't removal spells. That's kind of what I need. I mean, I also have removal. Green, green, white, white with a 1-mana black creature. I say that as I'm holding Bruce Tarl. But there is no way this was correct. But I'm probably going to die. I took way too much damage off the Bronco. And then them playing a flyer was really tough. Oh, never mind. They played Rush of Dread. Okay, well. Okay. This is one of the best rares in the set, so... All right, good beats. Yeah, they just shouldn't be playing white or a double white card, but that's fine. That is fine. You know what? I to be fair, there's so many bombs in this set. I probably wouldn't have beaten that Rush of Dread regardless of what I did. Like, I had a fantastic start, but I just don't think that I would have beaten Rush of Dread. It's a really hard card to beat, especially in a mid-range mirror. God, I even surveilled a 6-drop into my yard. Alrighty. Here we go. All right, on the play here, really good hand. Forest, Swamp, Conduit, Pylons. I even have Bruce Tarl with Treasure Dredger, which is really, really exciting. Don't think I'm going to lead with the Pylons for now. I can certainly use another land or two. So I try waiting on this in some instances just because I already have my next few turns kind of mapped out here. But now that I drew land number 4, now I don't really need any more lands, so why don't we do that? Let's bin the Conduit Pylons here. I'll play Treasure Dredger. The reason why I'm playing the Dredger here is what I can do now is next turn make a treasure and then still play Desperate Bloodseeker. Servant of the Stinger is the play from our opponent. Play Forest. Go Desperate Bloodseeker. We'll target ourselves because we have recursion and stuff. Dance of the Tumbleweeds Forest is the mill. All right. I actually... did I want the Conduit Pylon? I actually can't play the Bruce Tarl yet, but I think that'll be fine. Bristleback Sentry. All right, our opponent just setting up shop. Attacking with the Servant to get in 1 damage is like a little bit dicey. Also, I can double block the Servant of the Stinger. Mourner Surprise. I guess we'll just play Desperate Bloodseeker here. Target ourselves again. Hit Blood Hustler and Skullduggery. Play a Swamp because we have double black cards, no attacks, and we chill. All right. We're kind of setting up for the Bruised Tarl plus Mourner Surprise setup here. Just building up our graveyard. And although we didn't hit that many creatures. They have a lot of defensive creatures, but I will say I'm definitely concerned about their late game. I'm definitely concerned about a possible late game situation here. I have Servant of the Stinger, but no way to commit a crime right now. I can play this land, and then I can play... What is it, like... White... Red... Bruised Tarl? Mourner Surprise. Until the end of my next turn? I mean, I can still just play it. Sure. And no attacks here. The nice thing about actually having this in play is I can pump my Bloodseekers and attack as well. Oxen, you control it. Now, the thing is, it's really hard to attack with this thing. I mean, I can still just do it just to get value. And then get it back with Mourner Surprise. Let's pump Desperate Bloodseeker. An attack. Look, it still draws us a card here, right? So it's still not bad. Like, we're just trying to card them out here. That's what we're doing. Oh my gosh, Outcaster Greenblade? That's ridiculous. Wow. I can get a desert that deals damage to them and then play Blood Hustler and pump. Okay. I can also play Servant of the Stinger to get Hollow Marauder. Is that more interesting? 2 creatures in the graveyard? Or do I just want to try growing the Blood Hustler? I mean, getting Hollow Marauder seems quite nice. Yeah, the thing is the Blood Hustler can't even really attack through the Servant of the Stinger. Oh, wait, hold on. I messed this up. This needs to hit them? Oh, that was a big mistake. Ay, ay, ay. All right. That one's on me. I made a big mistake. I'm still going to play this. Yeah. No, that's my bad. I should have played a Blood Hustler. I thought I can... So this has been a while, and this is... I thought I can sack this when I commit a crime. But this needs to actually hit them, which makes that worse. I mean, I can still attack with it, and they're probably going to block because they don't want me to search for something. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that desert? I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I need to commit the crime first and then hit them with this? Okay. Honest Rutstein is fantastic. Ah, man. Yeah, that was definitely a misstep on my part. All right, Anklebiter is the play from my opponent. Cactarantula is our draw. They're at 19? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. These Death Touch creatures, I will say, are quite annoying. All right, I have Mourner Surprise, but I cannot play the Bruised Tarl this turn. Oh, no, I can. Right? So I Mourner Surprise it back, and then I make a treasure to pay a life, and then I can do it. Okay. Getting back Bruised Tarl seems pretty good, so... All right, we got a double striking Ox. Sure. Huge board here from us. Roxanne, fantastic card. Killed an Ox. Okay. What does it do whenever you tap? Whenever it attacks, they also get a meteor? Holy cow. I don't really have a great way to commit crime. I suppose I can lead with the Blood Hustler and see what they do when I attack with this. Do I want to do that? I think they're going to block, though, and then this just dies to other things. And keeping it back against Roxanne seems pretty good. So yeah, let's just attack with Bruise. Bruce Almighty. What, let me read this. Otherwise, you may cast it until the end of your... Otherwise, you may cast it until the end of your next turn. So I don't have to play it this turn, I don't think. I think that's how that works. Okay, good. They're probably going to kill Treasure Dredger. I mean, they have a lot of just good value-y stuff. And then Roxanne's obviously strong, and they're very interested in attacking with it. They have Hollow Marauder as well. So great deck from the opponent's side as well. They know the secret as well. Black-green for the win. Cactarantula. Okay. Let's get a treasure. Ambush Gigapede. Okay, that makes things interesting. Don't really want to attack anything else into Death Touch creatures, necessarily. I have 3, 4, 5... I have 7 mana available. Let's target the Stinger. Although, can I plot this? Oh, I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Yeah, that was not ideal. I am making a lot of mistakes here. I'm going to save the Ambush Gigapede here. That was bad. What do I want to do now? The thing is, with the Blood Hustler, like, they have Roxanne in play, so I just don't want to really play it out. I think I can just play the Oasis Gardener, however. And just pass. I can probably attack with Cactarantula as well. I mean, I can start making some big attacks too, but I have to be careful too. It's not like my opponent's is at a low life total. So, because my opponent's not at a low life total, like, I need to kind of be measured in what I choose to attack with. For example, I can probably attack with Outcaster Greenblade if I wanted to trade it with the Servant of the Stinger. I can probably attack with the Aloe Alchemist, but if I do that, it'll probably just trade with the Patient. Actually, I can attack with the Greenblade. I can attack with the Greenblade. If they block, then I can ambush Gigapede. Also, I can just play Blood Hustler, drain them once, and then have mana to drain them again. Badlands Revival. Okay, that's probably game, to be honest. This is one of the best cards in the entire set. Sorry, no. It's one of the best cards in this matchup, rather. That is unreal. Honest Rutstein, Hollow Marauder, Roxanne. Okay. I mean, they got a good base, and I'm having trouble pushing through damage here. Where are my Hollow Marauders? Yeah, this sucks. This really sucks. I actually think my deck's solid. It's just, we're also running into decks that have, like, there's so much power in the uncommons, and they have the Badlands Revival and the Honest Rutstein here. Attacking with Cactarantula. Sure. I just didn't want them to... Like, them getting back Cactarantula is obviously very good. I don't want them to get back Roxanne or Hollow Marauder. That's kind of where I was at there. Unfortunate Accident. Okay. I'm at 23, they're at 19. I really want to start attacking them if I can. All right, screw it, let's go. We got to get something going here. I feel like they just have a little too much value going on. And if they hit me with the Hollow Marauder, they hit me with the Hollow Marauder. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the best rares in the set. I mean, if they have a clear shot here too, or another removal spell, yeah, so be it. Yep. No, I mean, they super outvalued me. They super outvalued me. I think I'm probably just going to die here. But let's go ahead and kill the Roxanne. I'm just going to play out my land. And pass. Okay, well, hopefully we... The thing is, like, how am I going to win? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have enough mana. I don't need to pay any more life for that. Okay. That was a good draw. What's your last card? Okay, we draw a card as well. Okay. That certainly helps. All right, we're in top deck mode. I don't know if I liked those exchanges that I made previously. Oh, okay. Overwhelming Forces off the top. That'll also get it done. That actually, by the way, Overwhelming Forces, I think might be the best. Hold on. It's up there. Obviously, the card's insane. It's 8 mana, but it's really, really strong, and I'm never going to beat that card in a million years. Man, the fact that we bruised Harald and didn't get there. Overwhelming Forces is the third best card in the set. Very, very strong. Overwhelming Forces is the third best card in the set, and Roxanne is the 7th best card in the set. So good pulls. Good pulls. Oof, that was a beating. They played some nice ones against me. All right, here we go. 1 and 2, which is honestly disappointing. Disappointing. I didn't think this was a 1 and 2 deck, but we've run into some good stuff. I mean, I'm not saying my deck's insane or anything. It just still feels like we're underperforming just a little bit. Let's target ourselves because we have some self-mill stuff. Hit a couple of creatures that probably wasn't too interested in drawing anyways. Intrepid Stablemaster is the play from the opponent. Let's go ahead and attack. I can't imagine they're going to block. Okay, they did, so we're going to Skullduggery. I don't know why my auto-tapper tapped like that. I'm very sad about that, because I can't cast Vanishing Burst now. But I guess I wouldn't have cast it on Prickly Pear anyways. All right, the reason why I didn't play Dance of the Tumbleweeds, like I said, if I can avoid it, I like to play this for 6 mana. Like, I could have played a Cactarantula. I just didn't think that game plan was going to get me the victory. I think more likely I'm going to win because I play a longer game and try to get them with, like, Cactarantula and Dance of the Tumbleweeds. All right, Forest, Hard Bristle Bandit. Very good card. Or solid card, rather. This actually is a card that I valued very highly, and it ended up playing out much worse than I thought it would, which is very surprising. What does this do? Target creature you control gets put a +1/+1 counter on it if it is a mount instead. Is this worth killing so I keep a creature? It's a 2-for-1. I'm not 100% on it, but... Okay, I will accept that trade as well. And it's time to jam Cactarantula. Boom. I need to commit a crime. Somehow, some way. Cactus Folk Sure Shot is fantastic. Ooh, Dance of the Tumbleweed. So, let's see. Do I have another desert in my deck that deals damage? I don't think so. But I'm just gonna do this just in case. I don't think that... Okay, yeah, we're just getting the conduit pylons. Don't need the planes. I'm gonna attack with both. Just because I have a 7/7 to block with, so... Red-green typically has a tough time killing 7/7s. Okay, lots of blockers for the opponent here. Ooh. Spinewood's Armadillo, great uncommon here. Another Conduit Pylon. So the Cactarantula doesn't have a great attack. So I think I'm just going to attack with my 7/7. And if they double block, I'm happy with that. Because that opens the door for me to attack with my Cactarantula on future turns. So this is a trade I'm okay with. Let me see. Yeah. All right. And then we'll play another Conduit Pylons. No more lands, please. Okay. So we've surveilled 2 lands to the graveyard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So... there you go. Wolverine into land. Okay. Into Resilient Roadrunner. Sure. Ambush Gigapede is the blowout of all blowouts here. Wow. What a draw. Honestly. Absolutely ridiculous draw. Insane top deck. Come on. Alright, and then we're going to sack this. And let's get a Bruised Tarl, probably. Let's see, what else is good? There's also Mourner Surprise. Do I have anything worth getting? No, I think it's just Bruised Tarl. Bruce Almighty. There's also Hollow Marauder, but this just will get me more value over time. Alright. Let's go Bruce Almighty. What you got for me, Bruce? Ew! Oh, I can play next turn, though. Let's attack with Cactarantula. I don't really want to trade a 6/2 here for a 2/2. Then let's play Oasis Gardener. What does this do? Protection from coyotes. Okay. Good flavor. All right. We managed to get that one. Got some value off of our creatures, and our opponent did not get to play any crazy removal spells or rares, and we were able to find enough cards to break even at 2-2. More wins, more. I want more. All right, on the play here. 2 lands, Blood Hustler, Skullduggery, and Mourner Surprise, a couple of 6-drops. I'm gonna keep this. I don't love it. I would love for my Blood Hustler to be able to grow, but given that I only have the 2 lands, I'm going to play the tap land here first, and then play the Conduit Pylons, and hope to find lands. Okay. Sorry, Bruce. Let's play a Blood Hustler here. You know, this is still fine with Skullduggery. It's actually a really nice combo. Omenport Vigilante. We did draw a land, which is cool. I do enjoy that. Alright, let's go. We drew a land, so we can Mourner Surprise back Bruce Tarl. And pass. Alright, we have Blood Hustler. I guess if I, like, naturally draw Mountain, that would be sick. As long as you committed a crime. What is this? Oh, I see. Wow, I take a lot of damage from this. I take 6 damage. Ouch. Double strike. Oh, man. Oh, yes, please. What a draw. Wow. I mean, if it wasn't, like, Mountain would have been a good draw, but that might have been my best draw in my deck, actually. That's awesome. I still need more, though. I still need just more and more lands. Oasis Gardener would also be nice. Mountain off the top would be ridiculous with Bruce Tarl. We drew Forest, and I don't know what that lag was. I also don't know what they can have here. It's something. Holy cow, I see. Okay. And they're going to block my 1/1? Sure. So then we can Skullduggery. That is not a good play. Because I can just do this. And they lose a creature and I didn't even have to cast Skullduggery. Yeah, that was not ideal. They wanted to block here. I would have still used the Skullduggery, but now I have Skullduggery in my hand, and my Blood Hustler is a 3/3. So they just spent 3 mana to just prevent taking 2 damage, I guess? Something along those lines. Vadmir is fantastic. Yeah, this card's great, especially with Thunder Lasso. All right, we drew another land, which actually means we can play Bruce Tarl. They didn't equip, so it is a little bit sus, I will say. Okay, sure. All right, Bruce, make me an Ox. I would love for this to be an Ox. All right, we got an Ox. Worth the splash. You know, honestly, we haven't really had that much difficulty casting Bruce in this deck. So, happy with the decision, obviously. It's been extremely good for us. Now, the thing is, I mean, this card's fine, but like, it does take some time, obviously, to get to 4 counters. Like, this thing really goes off once you give it Menace and Lifelink. So, and we're the aggressor. They're at 11. Look at our board. So, I mean, that being said, they're still probably going to do this, but it's not that good, right? Like, if they hit me for 3 and drain me for 1, they go up to 12, and then I'm attacking them with a 2/2 double striker, 4, 5, 6. I mean, this is just a lot. And we drew Vanishing Verse. Oh my gosh. This is gross. Absolutely gross. I am going to pump the Ox just because it's a double striker. And let's attack with everything. Another Ox? No. All right. Just a Desperate Bloodseeker, which is honestly fine. I can cast Desperate Bloodseeker, Skullduggery, and Vanishing Verse all in the same turn, which is obviously great for us. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. Looks like they have something. But this is not going to work, obviously. So this is 4, 7, 10 damage. They have 1 white mana. All right, I think that's it. Okay, got that one done. Clawing back. Now, granted, I drew super well this game. I was stuck on 2 lands, and I drew lands when I needed them. I drew the removal spell when I needed them. So fully admit, that Desert's Dew was clutch and allows us to continue staying alive here. All right, on the play for this one, and we have 2 lands. Same 2 lands. But we have Desperate Bloodseeker. I mean, our curve is awesome. I'm certainly not mulliganing this hand. Obviously, I still need a land. But we have 2 2-mana plays. Conduit Pylons, give me a land, please. No land, so we will Desperate Bloodseeker. Do I Desperate Bloodseeker myself again? Sure. Okay. Well, we hit a Hollow Marauder, which we would have drawn, but now we can get this back with the Mourner Surprise. Swamp obviously is unfortunate. Land is very fortunate. I don't care which land it is. And now I will attack with the Bloodseeker. 2/2 Lifelinker, great. Very likely for them to be able to saddle as well. If they block, I'm also happy with that. And given that I have a lifelinking creature, they might just block, which is fine by me. We can then go Oasis Gardener and set up for the long game. Another creature in the graveyard, obviously also good with returning the Hollow Marauder. Let's see what they do. Green-white, one of the best color combinations in the entire format. And that is a Tumbleweed Rising, which... Oh, so if they play a big creature and play this, they get to draw a card. Ooh, you know, that's really interesting, though. Well, it doesn't really work the way that I want it to. I think I should just double creature here, but I think it's really interesting that I could fizzle this if I keep up mana, but if I keep up mana, they're just not going to play it if they're good. So, I'm going to assume that my opponent's good. Okay? That's going to be my assumption. They're going to play like a beaver here or something, and then we'll be, we'll figure out what to do afterwards. Oh, I called it. I called the beaver. Leave it to beaver. Okay. Well, at least this is a Death Touch card. I kind of want to get back Hollow Marauder. And because I can't cast a Vanishing Verse, I'm just going to play Treasure Dredger here. We're going to probably take some damage, but fortunately we're at 24. Now, if they get my Servant of the Stinger out of the way, then yes, it's very annoying. Yes, then that's bad. I mean, like I said, we're still at 24. We'll take 8, which is a big chunk, but it's okay. And if they use their removal to kill my Servant, then they're not playing a creature this turn, which is not the worst. Also, if they kill my Stinger with a throw from the saddle, then my Hollow Marauder becomes cheaper. Although I imagine if they throw from the saddle, I'm probably going to want to just use Vanishing Verse on that creature. But this Servant of the Stinger will happily get in front of something. But it seems like they have some kind of a removal spell here. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. Very methodical here. Trained Erranks into... Throw from the saddle into saddle. Something along those lines. I don't know. Okay, they're just going to saddle the Erranks. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so this is an attack for 9. I can block with 2 creatures, and this would cost 2 mana. Yeah, let's do that. And now, if I just draw a land, I can Vanishing Verse plus Hollow Marauder, which is really desirable. That's a Bruised Tarl. That's also extremely interesting. They have 2 cards in hand. That was a great turn for them. Yeah, it's just my mana's being kind of awkward. I would have loved to play both of these cards, but let's just play Bruce. We hit a Blood Hustler, which is not very good here. I just want to hit a land. Is that too much to ask for? And I didn't play the Hollow Marauder just because there's a really good chance I don't get to double spell when I do that. Now I can go Blood Hustler into Hollow Marauder, and that puts 2 creatures in play. I imagine Bruce is probably going to die here. My question is, do I just... If they attack with both, do I just block? Oh. I don't even... They spend far too much time figuring this out. Their deck's insane! Like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, I have the Nuts removal. You have Bruce... You know what? No, I'm gonna just not do anything. That's gonna be my plan. Why didn't... Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be my play. They killed my land, too, which is just so bad for me. Mourner Surprise. That's not bad. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's go Blood Hustler into 1 mana Hollow Marauder. Pump our Blood Hustler and go about our day. Alright, we can trade with the Beaver. I can chump the Trained Erranks, and that'll be okay. The Trained Erranks will almost certainly have First Strike here. So, I mean, this is one step into trying to stabilize here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Drew a land. So that lets us cast Unfortunate Accident or Vanishing Verse. Nothing really worthy of getting back outside of this Hollow Marauder. I do not think we're in a position to attack just yet, given that we're at 10 life. All right. I want to keep the Hollow Marauder back and trade with the Beaver. So that's my plan. I'm going to save Vanishing Verse. Oh, I have Vanishing Verse for Lassoed by the Law to get back Bruce Tarl. Yeah, for sure I'm saving that. Yeah. All right, good. Are they out of gas? Okay. I think they're out of gas here, friends. I think they are out of gasoline. Let's do this to try to get some value this turn. Bruce is in play. Outcaster Greenblade, hell yeah. Okay. That's a 4/5. Gets us Swamp, probably? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is amazing. All right, now we can attack. Woo, what a turnaround here. I mean, we're at 10, but I think we turned it around. Oh, man. That one feels good to win. Like, we had the pylons. Our mana was a little bit awkward. They had a great start with good interaction, and we were, like, our back was against the wall the whole time, and it was just like, you know, if they had one more well-timed combat trick or removal spell, we just die. But they didn't have it, and we were able to turn it around. Vanishing Verse on the enchantment was huge, and being able to play that Hollow Marauder for 1 mana too, also so big. All right, 4-2. I got paired against a gold player. That scares me. That scares me greatly. But our hand is good. Blooming Marsh into Treasure Dredger into whatever else we might need. There's a Blood Hustler here, but I think Treasure Dredger is just better. Black-red on the draw, though, so it's a little bit scary. Does this Slick Shot show up? No. Highway Robbery. Okay. Honestly, that's fine. Blue-red is kind of where you really want to play the Highway Robbery, I think, for the most part. All right, Thunder Salvo is the play for my opponent. You know, given the lack of things to do with this specific hand, I might just be interested in casting Dance of the Tumbleweeds here. But I do have 4 lands already, so maybe not. All right, All right, I'll play it slow. I'll play it slow. They're not... It doesn't look like they're playing a particularly fast deck either. The Death Toucher also just blocks whatever they need. And like I mentioned before, it's like, if I can do anything other than play Dance of the Tumbleweeds, I should probably look to do that. They discarded Black Snag Buzzard. Okay. That would have actually been kind of annoying. Into Irascible Wolverine. That's one that you kind of want to plot. But sure. I mean, I don't... It's like kind of for lack of a better option. But I think I'm just gonna plot this attack and then play a Blood Hustler. Actually, maybe it's just better to play this. Like, why am I plotting? I guess it gets in for 4 damage. Oh, I can target their creature. Right? Just to grow my Blood Hustler? I think. Hold on. Targeting opponent, anything. Yeah, because I don't really want to hit them. So yeah, why don't we just do that? There we go. I'd rather get a counter here than to get in for an extra few points of damage. Just to grow my Blood Hustler. Turn this into a real threat. Vile Smasher. Okay. Magda? What the? They just went double rare? Oh no, that's not a rare. Okay. When you commit a crime. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. When you commit a crime, make a treasure. Okay. Whenever another outlaw you control enters. This is not an outlaw? That seems weird. My hand is like just the literal definition of awkward right now. They're just traded with the Wolverine if I attack here. All right. I guess I just wait. The thing, like, there's so many good draws now, right? It's just like, but if I draw a land in this kind of mid-rangey matchup, it completely unlocks my hand and I get maximum value out of everything, which is really what's making me not want to cast Dance of the Tumbleweeds. just to get a land. All right, Blood Hustler is the play here from the opponent. Okay, I will say, I probably need to kill the Magda before they get a big dragon, so something to consider. Unfortunate accident. All right, I don't think I have a choice now with the Magda potentially going off. I think waiting one turn was okay, but I don't think I want to wait another turn. So I'm going to get a Conduit Pylon here. Get a Surveil going. I will keep Hollow Marauder. Pass. Yeah, I got to kill this Magda. Oh. Boneyard Desecrator. All right. No treasure or dragons for you. Blood Hustler grows, but they can't really attack me. And we are, you know, kind of at parity. Oh, well, hopefully this breaks the parity. Hollow Marauder, 5/5 Blood Hustler. And they have 3 spells in hand, because they haven't played a land. Shoot the Sheriff? Oh, I guess we have all Outlaws somehow in play. That's like not by design. That's not always the case with black-green. It just kind of happened that way, I guess. But now we have something to attack with in the air. And then if they kill this, I mean, it's not too bad. We have ways to get it back, and then we have another Hollow Marauder here, obviously. But yeah, kind of a stalemate on the ground. We have plenty of great blockers. And then we have the Hollow Marauder. Bruce Almighty. Cannot cast it yet. I'm going to attack with the Marauder first. See what they do. They might kill it. Bedevil. Okay. Well, we get the last card out of their hand, which is nice. And our Blood Hustler is bigger than their Blood Hustler. What you got? It's a good spell. I know it is. Oh, and we drew a land off of it? Whew, that's great. All right, another flyer for us. Sack another creature, put a counter. Okay. All right, nothing from them. Good. The ground... the ground is okay. It's covered. 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mana. All right, let's attack with Hollow Marauder again. It's nice. It's just the easy thing to do. All right, now we'll play the Bloodseeker, target our opponent to pump our Blood Hustler. What was that? We got Murder and Laughing Jasper Flint. What? All right, we milled some good cards. Wow. Jasper Flint is insane. All right, I think I'm in a position to make more attack. Whoa, what the hell? Iron Fist Pulverizer? Well, that's a reach creature, so I probably want to kill that. They're at 16. Yeah, okay. This is just a safe and easy way to close out the game, right? Just Marauder. They need to have a removal spell. We have plenty of blockers. We can just keep pumping the Marauder as well. We just drew Plains for Bruce as well, so that's insane. All right, let's do that. 19 cards left in our library. We hit an Ox, okay. All right. I mean, we just had Hollow Marauders, Bruce, just so many 2-for-1s and value cards. That is the nature of our deck. Like, look, if we just don't play the mirror where our opponent has more value cards, we're okay. We're okay. And we went from 1 and 2 to 5 and 2. We got our gems back. We're looking good. Maybe we can run kind of the pseudo reverse sweep here and get a trophy. That would be a great way to start this. Okay. 5 and 2. Do we have a decent hand? We are on the play, and yeah, I like this hand. I love this hand. 4 lands, Conduit Pylons, Patient Naturalist, Vanishing Verse. Gonna lead with the tap land here, and then we'll figure out what we want to do on turn 2. We have a Vanishing Verse versus the Conduit Pylons, which are both options. All right, I don't know if my opponent disconnected, but we'll see what happens. They kind of timed out during mulliganing. Well, we'll find out. Here we go. It's unfortunate. All right, well. Yes, we are 1 win away from a trophy. A little anticlimactic there. I've had that happen as well. Sometimes your just computer bugs out. There's some random issues. Obviously, that's unfortunate, but you know, it kind of balances out. It kind of happens to everybody, but maybe they can file a claim if something went wrong on their end. All right, 6-2. 1 more to go. Alrighty. We are on the play here. Great hand. Forlorn Flats, 2 lands, Blood Hustler, Desperate Bloodseeker, Dance of the Tumbleweeds, and Outcaster Greenblade. Love, love, love this hand. Certainly going to lead with the Forlorn Flats. I always have the Blood Hustler plus the Desert, but I think that's okay. Let's see. Couple of interesting options here. I have the Desperate Bloodseeker, I have the Blood Hustler, Servant of the Stinger, all good options. Do I care about the life here? The thing is, this commits a crime, which makes things interesting with the Servant, so let's do that, I guess. This is still going to get in for a point of damage. And given I have 2 crime cards, there could be a world where... Oh, no, actually, sorry. This is the only Desert that I have that deals damage. Right. Let's play the Greenblade here and go get a Conduit Pylons. Noting that I won't be able to double spell next turn, which is a little bit unfortunate. Outcaster Greenblade of their own. Now, I can go search for something with the Servant of the Stinger because I have the Desperate Bloodseeker, which is nice. I do also have Desert's Due. Oh, wow. Oh, man. I wish I got a Swamp. Wish I got a Swamp. And I certainly want to kill the Greenblade here. And I want to save the Conduit Pylon, so I'm going to deal 1 less damage. Here, 1 less damage for a Surveil. I think that's worth, because I want to get Bruce Tarl here. So let's kill this. Right, because then I commit a crime. Attack for 3. Sack that. Get Bruce. Play the Pylons to get the Surveil. Keep the Hollow Marauder. Okay. Three, 4 Greenblade here. They do have a bunch of mana potentially available here. I will lead things off with the Greenblade. I don't know what they can have. Honestly, because they're black-green, I might actually play it a little bit slower here. And I think I'm going to go Blood Hustler. Yeah, I'm just going to play multiple things here. Yeah, I know I have the Bruce Tarl and it's going to be good, but I want to do this instead. Just because if they have removal, like I still get to spread my forces. I'm going to target them. I know I have the Hollow Marauder, but I think the +1/+1 counter is more valuable here. And this is a pretty big board where it's pretty likely that they're going to want to kill one of my creatures. And then if they do, then I can still run out the Hollow Marauder. Okay, so they play that. Overzealous Muscle, certainly good. All right, let's just dance at the Tumbleweeds here. This lets me attack with Outcaster Greenblade. Let's get Conduit Pylons. Do not want Desperate Bloodseeker. Let's bash. They're probably going to block here. They're already at 12. And I have a 7/7, which makes it nicer with the Hollow Marauder that we have. It's interesting because they might have like a bite spell or a fight spell. And if that's the case, then they're probably going to want to take the damage here and use some kind of like a clear shot type effect to kill my Greenblade. That's the only reason I can think of for them to not trade there. This is wild. In attack? All right. Am I dead? Is there a wrath in here? I don't know what's happening. Okay. These are cards I did not expect. I don't think I've ever seen anybody cast Corrupted Conviction. And they Heartless Pillage and then they died. Okay. Well, there you go. A little anticlimactic, but you know what? We finished with a really, really nice ranking here. And we had 2 of our bombs in our hand there in the Bruce Tarl and the Hollow Marauder. And this deck played out beautifully. A little bit of a rocky start, right? A little bit of a rocky start, but we had a lot of power here. And you kind of saw that over the course of these games. I mean, losing to our own Caustic Bronco and Rush of Dread, there's a lot. That is the one thing that you're going to have to get used to when you play this format. There are a lot of bombs. And you just have to accept the fact that that is what happens in this format, and then just try to play the best games that you can outside of that. I had Bruce Tarl. I had Bronco, not quite a bomb, but good card. And I had some good removal spells here as well. And we lost to Rush of Dread and Overwhelming Forces with a bunch of Signpost uncommons, which is also quite strong. This deck, great curve, tons of 2-mana plays, really good mana fixing. Honestly, the mana was just not an issue. You'd be looking at this Bruce Tarl and be like, wait, are you crazy? What are you doing? You're black-green. What are you doing? But we had the Gardener, the Green Blade, Dance of the Tumbleweeds, right? Treasure Dredger, that's 4 ways to kind of get us whatever colors we need to go with basically 2 Conduit Pylons, a Forlorn Flats, and a Plains. So this deck just felt really, really smooth. Casting Bruce, we got to cast Bruce a ton of the games, and it won us a bunch of the games, and we had enough interaction. We had recursion to get back our really top-end creatures as well. So this deck just played out beautifully. I know green wasn't super open, but our green cards were highly impactful. Dance of the Tumbleweeds. This, by the way, is how you make a ramp spell. Because over the course of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and ended up becoming one of the best green commons, which is crazy because when you look at this card, you're like, oh, C- level filler. It gets you a land and whatever, it's a creature. But you know what? You ever play this for 6 mana? It's ridiculous. It's a 7/7 that gets you a land. And the fact that it can search you a desert is also equally really powerful because there's so many different desert synergies that also exist in this format. So, you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. Getting a trophy in my first return to Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft, playing black, green, splashing white, and a little bit of red. That's just, I mean, you don't understand. Drafting this archetype, I think I had like a 75+% win rate over 30 or 40 drafts. It was just crazy. This archetype is really, really strong. There's a lot of other powerful things you can be doing in this format, but I just feel like the Abzan colors in general are the deepest, and that's almost exclusively where I gravitated. Black, green, green, white, black, white. Those color combinations are all rock solid. I mean, I like drafting the blue-black crime deck. That's really fun. Grixis Control also can be really, really fun. I didn't really like drafting blue-red. There's just a lot of combinations with blue. Blue-white was also pretty weak. Black, green, and white. So if you're just getting back into this or learning to play Outlaws of Thunder Junction for the first time, those are the colors I would recommend biasing towards because I feel like they are the strongest. Anyways, really great result, and I'm excited to do a few more Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft before, of course, Aetherdrift comes out. The early access event is actually going to be happening on, I believe, the 5th of February. So we're going to be having a bunch of Outlaws of Thunder Junction drafts until the early access event. And then for the early access event, I'm playing all day. I'm going to record like 6 or 7 videos that day. So you get an Aetherdrift draft video every single day until the actual release on Magic the Gathering Arena. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Additionally, pre-orders are available for Aetherdrift sealed product. If you want to purchase some boxes to hold some drafts at home or open some packs, maybe do a house draft, whatever, check it out. The affiliate link is in the description below. Make sure you click that before you buy any boxes. Additionally, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want to sleeve your decks If you want to put them into a deck box, if you want to play on a playmat for your pre-release, HeavyPlay.com has everything you need. HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.